Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2. In this episode, we don't really need to start off by talking to anybody here in the gray area, of course except for Sykes, because we have to talk to him, as we have probably almost 40 times now. I guess we're on mission 32. That's how we get missions underway as usual. But anyway, we're going to be going to Agrabah here, and as I said in the last episode, there's going to be a pretty difficult boss, but it looks like we have a cutscene as usual. What do you mean, it disappeared? It's just like I said, the sandstorm moving across the desert up and vanished. Now we can finally go outside the city again. Well, that's wonderful. What a relief. Hold on, we still need to watch out for the Heartless. They've been sighted around Agrabah even after the storm cleared up. You'll have to be careful, Jasmine. I'm gonna go make sure everything's okay. Alright, I want you to be safe too, Aladdin. You know, it's funny they mentioned that, and of course I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the treasure chest and stuff that we have to get before we go to the boss. I couldn't open the treasure chest, I guess because that, text notification thing was at the top. But anyway, they're talking about the sandstorm being gone. I guess that's when, if you remember back when we came here before, I don't remember if it was specifically the very last time we came here or the most recent time, but the Genie got rid of the sandstorm, so that's probably what they're talking about there. I don't know why they're saying that though, because there is a huge boss out there right outside the city, and we're going to be fighting them fairly soon. And by the way, over there, there's the ordeal blazing, and then there is a treasure chest up there that we can't get right now. I forgot to equip the lift gear again, or we would have been able to get that stuff, but as for right now, we're not going to be able to go grab that, but it's not really that big of a deal. We don't really need, I don't even really remember what's in the treasure chest, but it's not anything like a Keyblade or anything like that. And speaking of a Keyblade, I think right after this mission is when we're going to be getting the upgrade from, I think, Novice to Rookie, which doesn't sound like much of an upgrade. And when I'm talking about upgrades, I mean like an upgrade in the rank of the organization or whatever. And we'll be able to synthesize a kind of an analog to the lift gear, which actually does that combo that the lift gear does twice. So we'll be able to come back and get that fairly easily. But here, of course, we're being introduced to the, arena, I guess. We've been out here before when we fought the aerial, I forgot what they were called, actually. In the last episode when we came here, when we fought those enemies, we had to come out here. But there's no text in this cutscene, I guess. I don't think there is anyway, so I don't feel bad about talking over it. But anyway, here we have the Antlion, which, when I played the game the first time, I think this was the boss that I had the hardest time with, and we're pretty underleveled right now. I think we're like level 10 or something like that, which is, like I said, pretty underleveled, so we might have a little bit of a difficult time with this. The good thing about being underleveled, or not the good thing, but one thing about being underleveled in 358 is you can only, well, let me phrase it like this, you can only, because of the panel system, level up a certain amount of times at a time, basically. So at this point in the game, you can't be like level 100, you can't grind that high because you won't have enough slots to put the level up panels in. So there's kind of a soft cap almost, kind of like a hard cap actually, on how much you can level up at a time in 358. So even though I haven't grinded it all, and even though I'm saying I'm kind of underleveled, it's not really that big of a detriment. But he will be doing quite a bit of damage to us, and I need to get my magic sorted out here. I don't know why Cure or Fire was not on a quick use button. It usually is. I guess maybe I did that off camera by accident. But yeah, there's one more treasure chest right here. Might as well open that. That is 7 out of 8, and that is going to be the final treasure chest that we can open up in this mission. Like I said, there's that one back in the Agrabah street that we can't open right now. But anyway, we've collected everything. We just need to go to town on the Antlion right now. I was saying that he's going to be kind of difficult in the last episode, and I kind of said it in this episode as well. He's not that bad. I feel like I say that about every boss, but he can be a little bit difficult if you try and just rush in and attack, which is kind of like what I'm doing right now. But you kind of want to get him down to his last phase, I guess. His first 2 phases, and right now is when we really want to get in there and do a bunch of damage, or as much as we can, because he's, of course, stunned right now, so we can get in here and do a bunch of damage. But, and by the way, I'm doing aerial combos right now. It would have been a lot better if we had lift gear, I think, because the lift gear's aerial combos are much better than the ominous gear, I think, anyway. But yeah, these blocks are what caused me to die the first time I played this game a lot, and if I'm lucky, I will not die here in this fight, in the actual, series that I'm doing, because those blocks, if they happen to hit you, they'll kind of get you in this pattern of being stun locked, which is not what you want, because if you get hit by one, if you're not pretty lucky and not able to like spam dodge roll fast enough, you're gonna get stun locked to death. But anyway, here is our last phase, so to speak, which it doesn't take that long to get him down to this phase, but this phase is kind of a doozy because there's more blocks that he's firing at you. You have to be careful not to get backed up against the walls, and you have to be careful not to hit the blocks in some other direction. But basically the gist is you want to hit the blocks at the Antlion, and if you do a certain amount, I'm actually not sure how many you have to hit at him. I think it's like 3 or 4 or something like that. If you do enough, he will drop his little aerial barrier or whatever, and you can go in and do more damage. And I think if we get him down just one time, I think that'll be enough to finish him off. And I cannot believe I got hit by that. I was trying to get away as like quickly as possible. I don't know if I could have even gotten away from that. But yeah, that's why this boss fight's pretty hard. The attacks he uses kind of stun lock you, and he does attacks that they seem like they would be kind of easy to get away from. And if I'm not able to heal right now, I might have to start my death montage, but it looks like we're not going to have to do that. Like I said in the last episode, I thought I was going to have a little bit harder of a time with this than I'm having, and maybe I shouldn't speak so soon because I'm about to die anyway. But yeah, in the last episode, I think I said I would do a death montage if I happen to die, but I think if I can just, that might have done it actually, no it didn't. So we're probably gonna have to do like, I don't know, if I had to guess, maybe 1 or 2 more blocks hit at him and he will go down. Man, that block, like I couldn't hit it for some reason. But yeah, he's down right now, which is what I've been hinting at the entire time. We're not really hinting at, but anyway, if we hit him a couple of times, I think, like I said, we're gonna be able to take him down in just one phase of him being stunned in his last phase, and I really hope so because, and we did, so that's not even, I don't even really need to finish that, but if we hadn't have done that, or if we hadn't finished him off right here, what we would have had to have done is pretty much that last phase and all over again, and that last phase is where you're most likely to die, or where I'm most likely to die anyway, so it's actually really lucky that we were able to take him out in one try, pretty much, which is more than I can say for the first time I played the game, so I guess that shows that I'm getting better. But yeah, he has like a huge heart, I'm not really sure why. Somebody should probably check him out for like, I don't know, dilated cardiomyopathy or something. He's got kind of an issue there. But we've defeated the Antlion. I don't think I'm going to have any problem with any of the rest of the bosses in the game, just because, like, I didn't really, there's only one other boss in the entire game that I had any sort of issue with the very first time I played the game, so I don't think I'm really in danger of dying that often after this point. But anyway, let me go ahead and get back to the Dark Corridor, and we will get the next set of missions underway. How did things look? Eerily quiet. There are definitely fewer Heartless out there than before. You make that sound like a bad thing. Now we can finally relax a little. Or at least focus on getting things rebuilt. I'd say that's another case closed. Oh, stop. I'm not that scary. Are you trying to give me a complex? It's not my fault you pop out of nowhere. This, from the guy who vanished into thin air the last time we met. Well, anyway. I'm glad to see Al's doing alright. Now I can enjoy the rest of my vacation free of worries. You're not going to say hello? Nobody ever told you the three's a crowd? Well, it's time for the crowd to clear out. What's that guy's story, anyway? He said he used to be a genie in a lamp. You really want to know? Ah! It's a long story, amigo. Long, long ago, before time was time. Never mind, then. Aww. Okay, then. This time it's so long for real. I actually forgot that cutscene was even going to be there. That's why I said I would speed it up, or, you know, get the next set of missions underway. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be the end of this mission. I think there's going to be a cutscene here with Axel and the gang, pretty much. You know, I don't know what's up lately with those cutscenes not having like any substance to them, but anyway, we get a ×3 multiplier, which is really good for some of those synthesis items. Other than that, though, nothing really spectacular. But anyway, I think we're going to be going to day 117 and getting a cutscene.
Huh? Ever heard of knocking? What do you want?
Tell me what Shion has been doing.
Well, how should I know? I'm not spying on her.
The two of you look pretty close.
So what? Now I've got a rat on my friends to you? I think you should just go.
Today you and Shion will be going on the same mission.
Well, thank you, sir, for personally delivering that message to me.
We also need you to go back to Castle Oblivion soon.
Says Lord Xemnas.
That castle hasn't given up all its secrets. One, even he doesn't know of its whereabouts.
Even he doesn't know. You mean the chamber, right? We turned that place inside out. If it's there, we're not gonna find it just by looking.
Then let me give you another reason. Shion comes from the castle to which Namine can be traced. The place where both Namine and Shion were born. It's practically calling out for you.
Whatever. As far as the castle goes, you're the one who really wants to go there. By finding the room that Xemnas is searching for, you would find out everything about Xemnas' true agenda, am I right?
The Chamber of Repose as well as the Chamber of Waking. Xemnas has an agenda that he hasn't told to anybody. And we are bound to find some clues in the Chamber of Waking. And once we obtain those clues, we'll have the upper hand for our own objectives.
I knew the time would come when Vexen and Zexion got in your way. That's why I took the initiative and cleared the way to the top for you. I can handle all the dirty work. You go all the way to the top.
You will be going on a solo mission to Castle Oblivion. Expect the orders soon.
Castle Oblivion. Namine and Shion.
Hey man, you missed your amigos. Team Axel already left. Team Axel? Yeah, he and Shion teamed up for the day, which means they get to work half as hard, which is so totally unfair. Today you get to work with me, Tiger. Don't call me Tiger. You like Kiddo better? Or maybe you're mad because Poppy got the best nickname. Never mind. Today we get to go explore a new world together. Pack up, Tiger, let's get moving. You've gotta love Xigbar and ReMIX, and actually speaking of ReMIX, if we come over here and talk to ReMIX, we're going to be getting a little bit of a, a text dialogue sequence here. I don't really care exactly to read this dialogue, I usually do read dialogue, but right now it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, if we can trade him in iron, we get a power tech for that, which I guess is a pretty good trade. But yeah, if we talk to Sykes here, I think I mentioned this in the last mission, but we get a new rank for our excellent performance, which I'm pretty glad to hear that Sykes is, approving of us, I guess. But we get the rookie rank now. We were novice before, which is pretty good, and we unlocked a new character in mission mode. I don't want to get into that too much right now. I don't know exactly what I want to do with mission mode. I think I mentioned that before. I think I might make that maybe like a bonus series or something like that. Not entirely sure. But speaking of being the rookie rank right now, we get new stuff to buy in the weapon shop, and we can also synthesize new weapons. for what we need to buy, we of course need to buy the level up and the slot releaser. Those are two mandatory pretty much. You don't, actually not mandatory, but I like to buy them. Auto life. You want 100% to buy auto life. Pretty much what that does is when you run out of life, you get another life pretty much. It refills your life a little bit. But as far as synthesizing a new Keyblade, I like to synthesize Nimble Gear here because that, like I was saying before, is kind of like a mega lift gear. And lift gear was my favorite Keyblade this far in the game, and now Nimble Gear is going to be my next favorite Keyblade because it does that combo that the lift gear does twice, and it's really strong. But anyway, I have a lot of stuff here to take care of in the panel system, I guess. Pretty much, I'm just going to go ahead and rearrange a lot of stuff. Not all that important, except for the fact that I'm, of course, going to equip Nimble Gear and some power units. I only have 2 of these, so I might as well go ahead and equip... I guess a guard unit would be the best thing to put. I don't really care. The ability unit... Actually, no, I'm not even going to speed this up. Let me go ahead and explain ability units real quick. I don't know if I mentioned this, but ability units, what they do, pretty much, is they give you another ability you might not have guessed. But for different Keyblades, you get a different ability based on... When you equip the ability panel, you get a different ability. So for the Nimble Gear, the ability you get is Combo Boost, which I would just rather have more defense, honestly. Like, I don't really need the combo boost ability, but of course it's up to you guys, or, you know, if you're playing the game, what you would rather have. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we're just going to go ahead and get the next mission underway. Now, the next mission, we're finally going to be getting a new world. It's been a little while, I think, since we got to explore a new world, and it's not, like, he just mentioned it, actually, Sykes did. This is, and you might be able to tell what the world is, but we're going to have to do some recon, which is everybody's favorite type of mission. Alright, let's make with the investigating and haul it back home. What are we investigating? We're investigating what's to investigate. Maybe there's new recruits around. New recruits? What kind of people does the organization look for? Nobody's. You mean with a capital N? Bingo! You know somebody turns into Heartless if the darkness gets their heart, right? Well, say this person's heart is strong, real strong. Sometimes you wind up with a sort of byproduct, a nobody. Take the strongest of those, the real cream of the crop, stick them in a room and you've got us, the organization. I didn't know everybody was such an elite. Elite? As if. You and Shion are the real exceptional ones. What? Why? Whoa, looks like conversation hour's over. Time to tidy up, Roxas. So we actually have some new enemies here. We have the Lil Canyon, or Cannon, I should say. That's a pretty cute name, I guess, for a Heartless. And the red enemy over there is called the Flare Node, which is like a fire version of the Loudmouse that we've seen a couple of times. And by the way, might as well go and grab this treasure chest, I guess. I cannot get through here. There we go. But the new enemies are not that bad. They're pretty much just like souped up versions of enemies we've already fought. And one thing, this is what I've been trying to get out since this cutscene ended. But every single time, it seems like one of the organization members mentions how special Roxas and Shion are. It seems like every time they're like, well, why? I don't get it. I think it's pretty obvious why they're so special. They are the only ones in the organization that can use Keyblades. I mean, that's not the only reason they're special, but that is one very large reason why they are. But I'm not sure. Yeah, regardless, I'm going to go ahead and take care of these enemies real quick. I will meet you guys after this is over. There you are! I've been waiting for you! Huh? What took you so long? I got everything set up. Come on, hop to it. You want to be a hero and that takes time. What? But I'm... Here to train, I know. Save your breath, kid. You're gonna need it. By the way, nice moves back there. Herc told me you had potential. Gotta hand it to him. He's got an eye for talent. I don't coach just anybody, you know. Hope you came ready to sweat, kid. No. I think you've got the wrong guy. Zigbar, tell him. Zigbar? Where'd you... Your fighting's better than your stand-up routine, kid. Stick to what you know. You got a name? Roxas. Okay, Roxas, I gotta go double-check the training equipment. Meet me inside the Coliseum when you're ready, and don't take all day. Wow, Roxas, moonlighting as a wannabe hero now. Zigbar, why'd you leave me like that? To hide, duh. In case you forgot, the organization runs a stealth operation. Well, yeah, but... Still, this worked out pretty well, wouldn't you say? How do you figure that? You don't have to sneak around now that you're one of them. I'm sure you'll be the best wannabe hero they've ever had. Wannabe? What's that supposed to mean? Heh, what indeed? Hey, you're bailing on me? As if. I just don't want to get in the way of your valuable training. I care about your future, Roxas. Fine. I'll handle this myself. I should do some recon here first, before heading into the Coliseum. And recon we shall do. Of course, there's a couple of things out here that we need to examine. One of the coolest things about Olympus Coliseum, I think, is this back door right here. I'm not going to bother reading the actual dialogue here, because, kind of like before I was saying, some of the dialogue just doesn't really matter. But we have to examine the door. I don't think we have to examine this leaderboard to actually progress, but some of the leaderboards on the other side, I kind of want to point out, regardless of if we have to read them or not. This one's not it. I think it's this middle one right here. It looks like a leaderboard first place Sora. I think that's really cool because, you know, it's a different kind of game, I guess, or a different kind of feeling in 358 than it was in Rechain of Memories, because in Rechain of Memories, the worlds you went to were not actually real. In the context of the Kingdom Hearts universe, that is. But in 358, we're going to the same exact worlds that Sora went to in Kingdom Hearts 1. But I think to actually progress, we have to examine... I don't really exactly remember what we have to examine here, but I think it's like the trophies, or like... here's the treasure chest, I forgot it was even here. But yeah, I think it's either like one of these trophies, or maybe both of them, we have to examine to get the first little bit of our mission gauge filled up. And it is, because we cannot move now. The Coliseum must be, well, it's probably some kind of arena and not a temple. That would explain all the trophies. They look like something you'd win at a sporting event. Plus, those boards outside, those must be the winners. Who was the guy that came in first again? Well, it was Sora and Hercules, but Soracles is just too good of an option to pass up. Soracles? I'd better double check. Sykes will get mad if I tell him the wrong name. Anyway, it seems kind of quiet for an arena. I don't hear any cheering. The competition must be over for now. So much for sneaking into the stands. If I want to do any more recon, I'll have to pretend I'm here to train. Well, it couldn't hurt to try, could it? I guess not, and we got a new breakthrough, so we're going to come over here and talk to Phil. Finally, let's get started already. You ready for training, kid? Of course, and now we're going to be doing some of Phil's fantastic training. It's even a little more tedious than it was in Re-Enchanted Memories, or I don't even remember if we had to do training in Re-Enchanted Memories, but we certainly did in Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1. But what we have to do here is hit these barrels into other barrels so we get a certain amount of points. And what we're shooting for, I'm not even really sure what the minimum is. I think it's like 100 or 50 or something like that to actually complete the mission. But we have to get 150 for something a little bit later on in another mission. Actually, I think later on we're going to have to talk to Zigbar, or it could be Zaldin, I don't actually remember, but somebody we have to talk to later on will only unlock something for us if we get 150 points in this minigame. So this is all there is to this, so I will meet you guys after this is over. $169 points! Not bad, kid, not bad at all! Next time, I want you to go for 200 points! Want to take another crack at it? Absolutely not! I don't think I ever want to do that again if I don't have to. Alright, Roxas, let's call it a day. Not too bad for your first time in the Coliseum. Keep up this pace and you'll do just fine, kid. Which is good, because we need all the help we can get. Help with what? Why are you looking for new people to train here anyway? I guess you could say we're understaffed. So there aren't any strong people around here? What are you, crazy? We got ourselves a bona fide hero. The champ in these parts is my prize student. Maybe you've seen him in the Coliseum before. What does he do here? Wait, are you saying you signed up for hero training without even knowing what the games are? Oi, let me break it down easy for you, kid. There's a hero and a ginormous monster. They fight, people come to watch, and that is what this whole place is for. At least until those Heartless started showing up in droves. With back-to-back matches in the games and taking out the Heartless, our champ's been working way too much. So the games are like a tournament. Do I get to enter? You? In the games? Ah ha ha ha! What's so funny about that? I got 2 words for you, kid. Outta your league. You got promise, I'll give you that, but you'll need a lot more training before you're ready for the big time. So I guess we're not gonna get, and I'm not gonna bother reading this, but we're not gonna get Phil's appreciation or recognition as being a hero, just like Sora doesn't have Phil's recognition as being a hero until Kingdom Hearts 2. So hopefully, maybe by the end of this game, we will have that. We'll have Phil's recognition or approval, pretty much. But yeah, Roxas says we can RTC. We can absolutely not RTC because we need to get our mission gauge filled up. I love how, like, it psychs you out thinking you're going to be able to move, but then it fades out to black. I don't really remember what we have to examine this time either, so I'm just going to go ahead and examine pretty much everything again. I guess we can't examine this again. But I do know that outside, one of these statues is something that we have to examine. So I'll be sure to examine that as soon as I'm done inside the... What is this place even called? The column vestibule, I guess. And I only know that because that is down there on the bottom screen. You know, every time I have to read something on the bottom screen, I didn't even know there was going to be a cutscene here, so I'm not even going to bother reading the dialogue. But every time I have to read something on the bottom screen, I feel like I'm an old man. I need to get out my, like... Basically what it feels like is if you guys have ever seen Toy Story 2 when the guy is fixing up Woody, or, yeah, Woody, he's got to put on those monocles or bifocals or whatever they are, except there's, like, 10 pairs of, or 10, you know, things of glass he has to look through. That's what I feel like I have to do every time I look at the bottom screen, because I'm playing on a 3DS, as you might remember, and the 3DS's bottom screen, when you play at the original resolution, is really, really small. But enough of that, we have to examine the statue, like I said. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last thing we have to examine. Now I know why they have these big warrior statues out front. What's with the swords, though? Do you have to use a sword in the games? The games must be held pretty often. And if people are competing to see who's strongest, and Zigbar was right, we might be able to use some of them. Wonder how long it'll be before the next one. Well, I'm sure I'll be back, especially with Heartless on the loose. I should RTC. I don't want Xigbar to think I'm having too much fun here. With all the training, I don't know why Xigbar would think such a thing, but we have pretty much completed this mission, so I'm gonna RTC and probably get a cutscene.
Roxas is late today.
Hope Xigbar isn't giving him too hard of a time.
Yeah, right? You know what, Axel?
Hmm?
When I sit here and talk with you guys, I get the strangest feeling that a long time ago I used to watch the sunset with somebody else. It's the same when I watch the sea. Someplace by the sea, where I hear the sound of the waves, I get the feeling that I was talking with someone.
So you mean that you have memories of your past?
No, it's not quite like that. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Are these memories?
I wouldn't know either.
You have memories, don't you?
Yeah, sorta. Though it's not like they've ever really done me any good.
Roxas is like me. Neither one of us remembers much. I wonder if he and I had this much in common before we were nobodies.
You know, I still think the best parts of this game are the cutscenes on top of the clock tower, which will be resolved a little bit later, but we got a Thunder panel, which is going to be coming in pretty handy. Not even that far from now. There's an enemy that I'll probably be fighting in the next episode that is really weak to Thunder, and otherwise it would be a really hard enemy. But of course, we're having a cutscene here that's going to be full of text dialogue. Vacation? What's that? Oh, hey, Roxas. You hear about the vacation? About time we had a day off. I've never had a vacation before. Is that right? What's my job during vacation? What's your... Roxas, you're really missing the point. It's not my fault I've never had one. I don't know what to do. Do what you like. But I don't know what I like. What are you gonna do, Axel? Me? Sleep. And once I'm done with that, roll over and sleep some more. Don't you spend enough time in bed? You kidding? I'd nap 6 times a day if they'd let me. Alright, Snoozeland is calling. Enjoy your time off. Oh, Shion! Hey, Roxas. Good morning. Did you see the notice posted? Yeah. What are we supposed to do with the day off? Well, I was thinking I'd practice. Practice?
practice.
Yeah, I want to get really good at using the Keyblade. Why don't you join me? Nah, I'll pass. Really? Okay then. Come find me if you change your mind. What am I supposed to do? What do I want to do? Ice cream. Woohoo! Go Hayner! Keep it up! Ah, no more! I'm done! That was amazing, Hayner! A new record for sure! Now I'm all tired. Huh? Pence, who's... Hey, I know you! How's it going? Hey! On your own today? Oh, did you find your friend? Huh? Oh, yeah. Friend of yours, Pence? Yeah, I bumped into him a little while back. Oh, well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Alette. Nice to meet you, too. And I'm Pence, but you already knew that. What are you all doing? Watching Hayner here practice his grandstander act. Grandstander? Yeah, you keep hitting a ball in the air and try and keep it from touching the ground. Hayner's one of the best in town. You new around here? How come you're bothering us? Bothering? I'm not. Sheesh, I was just passing by. Uh-huh. Well, keep passing by then. We're busy here. Hey, Hayner, don't be rude. There's no need to be mean. Sorry about that. I'm sure he didn't mean to offend you. He's just... Hey, you try it. Let's see your juggling act. What will that prove? It's not gonna kill him. Here. Man, that was probably the longest text dialogue cutscene I've had to do yet, and we're gonna be playing Grandstander, just like we played in Kingdom Hearts 2, except it's actually a lot easier in 358, as I'm like dropping it on the ground almost already. But we get 5 tries to keep it up in the air, which is great because I think we need 50. Much like in Phil's training, we needed 150 to get something later on. I think we need 50 to get something else later on. So I'm going to try my best to get 50, which is not going to be hard at all. And I guess I'll just go ahead and do this. You know, I wish they gave us Hayner's record so I could try and break it, but I'm not going to try and go past 50, I don't think. I will meet you guys after I get 50. Wow, you're good! Yeah, you'd give Hayner a run for his money! Try it again, man. Come on, just one more time. Now we're gonna try it again, and I'll explain why. You may have noticed that I went past 50, and that was because I was trying to get the ball closer to the Unity badge over here. I didn't know, or I still don't actually, but I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna grab the Unity badge now and just kind of hit this thing up in the air 5 times and let it fall. I don't know if I, like, get done talking to the group here, if they'll just automatically end the mission or not. And I didn't want to miss the Unity badge, so I thought I would go ahead and just do this just to be safe. So that, I guess, is that. Haha, don't worry about it. It was your first time. And it really is hard. So we've already seen this, we don't really need to try this again, but I think there's a little bit more to this cutscene after this. I guess you're alright. We're cool, man. Thanks. Sorry for railing on you before. Hayner was only acting all grumpy because Cypher beat his record. Hey, that's enough from the peanut gallery. Hee hee. That includes you. Oh great, now even the new guy's laughing at me. So, you said you were passing by. Does that mean you have to head off soon? Because if not... No, I do. I should go. Alright, sorry for holding you up. We should get going too. Yeah, anyway, we'll see you later. Bye for now. Hope we can practice Grandstander again soon.
I knew you'd be here.
Axel.
Slept like a log. Are the kids here on summer vacation already? Nah, can't be. It's much too early.
Summer vacation? What's that?
It's a dream come true, that's what. Where they get a whole month off.
A month off? I wouldn't know what to do with that much time. I can't even figure out how to fill a day.
You'd be surprised. They give you plenty of homework, and of course, you have to play with your friends every day. Trust me, it's over before you can blink.
I could deal with 7 days, maybe.
Most kids spend the time just goofing off with their friends. They save the homework till the end, and then help each other finish it.
That sounds fun, I guess.
Hanging around with friends is fun. I'd forgotten all that since becoming a nobody, I guess. So, how did you spend your day?
Hey guys, how did I know you'd be here?
Where did you go, Shion?
I didn't go anywhere. What about you two? Did you guys go somewhere without me?
Axel says he was asleep all day.
What? What's that about? You wasted a day off?
Unlike you two lazy bones, I work hard, so I'm tired, okay?
Unlike me and Roxas, maybe you're just out of shape.
Tomorrow, it's back to work.
Yeah.
Hope we get another vacation soon.
Oh yeah, I might not see you guys again for a while.
Huh?
They're sending me out on recon for a few days.
Where?
Can't tell.
What's up with that?
It's a secret mission.
But I thought we were friends.
Hey, I'm not about to tell you all my dark secrets. Got it memorized?
Dark secrets.
Haha, I'm kidding. I just gotta keep my mouth shut about it or else Sykes will get on my case. You know how he can get.
Yeah.
Try not to bungle everything while I'm gone, huh?
Now, why would we do that?
Well, considering your track record, I just can't count on you guys.
Hey! We can handle things just fine.
That's right. Just you watch.
What took you so long?
It's my vacation. I can take all the time I want. Since when do I have to check in with you?
You're letting yourself get too attached to them.
Yeah. Whatever you say.
You know, you've changed.
I think Axel and Saïx are just about done with each other, and I like how we got almost literally nothing for this mission except for a Unity badge and like a couple of heart points. I think it said 30 or something like that. But we're on day 119. There is work to be done, especially after a day of absolutely no work and a vacation on top of that. But anyway, that is going to be the end of this episode. This episode is ridiculously long. I did not really plan for the episode to be this long. And the only reason it is because I guess, yeah, I didn't even have the option of stopping after the second mission, so it was either do one mission or do 3. And I'd rather have a 40 however minute long episode this is than have like a 10-minute episode. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.